I'll start out with FIS. Can you just give me an overview in a nutshell?
So FIS is a Fortune 500 company, which is a global leader in banking and payments technologies. We are number one on the FinTech 100. We're a global payments and technology company operating in over 100 countries with 33,000 employees and 14,000 clients. About six billion in revenue last year. That's what we are.
And what about the market in Asia, FIS in Asia? How is it?
So FIS in Asia is actually, we've been in Asia for over 20 years. And it is one of the most strategic growth markets for FIS globally. And within Asia, Thailand is one of our top 3 focus markets, along with China and India.
What about in ASEAN?
In ASEAN, Thailand is our top focus market. And again, we've been here for over 20 years. We operate in multiple countries. We operate in Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, and Vietnam and Indonesia.
You're saying that Thailand is in the top 3, right?
Top 3 across Asia.
Right. How is it compared to other countries in Asia? Why we're top 3?
So Thailand is the second largest economy in the ASEAN region. It's a market which is extremely mature, has a lot of sophistication in the banking industry, and therefore Thai banks have been amongst the leaders in terms of adoption of core banking technologies that have really enabled them to become far more efficient and grow very well over the last few years. And that's why Thailand is one of our top markets. And Thai banks are going to be leading some of the growth in the region. So we will partner with them for the future, both in terms of expansion within Thailand, as well as internationally, whether it's in ASEAN, Asia, outside, and so on. And we do that by enabling them with solutions that will prepare them for future banking trends, as well as any transformation that they have to do as they go through this whole journey of expansion. So we've been able to deliver business benefits by improving operating efficiency. We have amongst the lowest cost of ownership in the industry, and we've been able to pass that benefit on to the banks here in Thailand. And as we said earlier, that has allowed them to give better services and value to their account holders. So that has been the journey which we've been in for the last over 20 years in Thailand.
In preparation for the AEC, have you been asked by, say, any government in ASEAN region to prepare them or get them ready for the AEC at all in less than 3 years?
I can't specifically talk to you about who's asked us to get ready, but what we are seeing is a lot of banks as well as governments across ASEAN are starting to put together their strategies, right? So we've had discussions with a few. Now, while they will lock in on those strategies in the medium term, what we have really told them as we work with them is that our technology will enable them to make the leap into expansion either in AEC or internationally in a fairly seamless fashion.
What steps need to be taken, though? I mean, it seems like that's a lot of work in only less than 3 years for, say, a country that just has opened to the, international world like Myanmar or Laos.
So, different countries are going to have different stages of evolution and integration into the AEC, right? I mean, the volume of transactions that might flow in a more developed market may be less than a country that may have just opened up, right? So I think all of that will play out in the next few years, but it will be very challenging.
What do you foresee happening once the whole free flow market and also the integration of economy happens in this region at all?
Well, if you take examples from the Eurozone, some of the positive examples have been the free flow and just more increased access to resources, better access to people, more skills, as well as just increased commerce overall. There have obviously been lessons learned from that, from the entire Eurozone that I'm sure the leaders in these markets will apply.
Do you think it's going to become a problem once the AEC takes effect? Because obviously some of the countries will not be ready in terms of banking to make transactions to their neighboring countries.
It's too soon to say whether there'll be any problems, but will there be issues in terms of conversion and all of that stuff? For sure we'll have to be prepared to make sure that we can.
We won't use single currency, that's for sure.
we won't, at this point, there is no, yes, there is no single currency envisaged, right? So as we start preparing for such a huge change and transformation, there are bound to be challenges. What they are, I mean, it's too soon to tell. But like you said, there are different markets and different countries at different stages of evolution. So we'll just have to figure out which are the countries that will need to have more focus on that.
Now, talking about being, you know, the #1 leader in global banking and technology for a bit, if you can elaborate on that.
Right. So aside from operating across the globe, I said over 100 countries, and we're the #1 on the financial technology list, which is the fintech list, which really lists all the different companies in the space. In Thailand, also we're the market leader in banking technology. We've been operating here for over 20 years. Customer relationships with most of the banks. 8 of the top 10 Thai banks run on FIS core banking solutions. Over 75% of the bank accounts in Thailand are on FIS core banking solutions. So very, very strong leadership position. So from an economic perspective, the Thai economy in 2011 had contracted or almost didn't grow. But the growth in the last couple of years and the forecast for the future is robust, 5.5%, I think. And Thai banks are, placed very well. The business practices are good, financial practices are good. There is maturity in it, so they are well placed in terms of just the sophistication. And as I said earlier, we've been able to bring a lot of that enablement to them through our technology.